welcome to 3D Pop-Up Shop. I am Keisha and I'm here with my co-host Kanika.
Hi.
Shout out to all our virtual co-hosts, the 100 and small Black businesses on 3D Pop-Up Shop right now selling. And today we're going to talk about copyright infringement. Okay.
Mm,
So if you are unaware of what copyright infringement is, let me give you pretty much a textbook definition. All right. Copyright infringement occurs when a copyrighted work is reproduced, distributed, performed, and publicly displayed. And what are some examples? Copying someone's work, period.
period.
Or adapting, transforming, translating, or creating other works from the original one. Also, distributing the work to the public by sale or other methods. This is distributing someone else's work. And also, it's performing someone else's work, uh, including digital auto transmission without their permission and publicly displaying their work. So, I'm going to give you a little quick story time, a little quick just idea on what happened with us. So when we were starting out, we heard through the grapevine that we need to create blogs, right? We need to create blogs to bring traffic to the website via search, right? So that's what we did. And we created a lot of them. And all of our blogs, if I had to put a number on it, it was over 25 blogs. In our world, that was a lot. All right. And the thing is that we just looked for whichever photos on the internet that fit our narrative in our blogs and we put it up there. Now, literally, maybe about 6 to 9 months later, we get an email. And the email was pretty much stating that there's a case against us. And it's because we used a photo that we weren't supposed to use. It was somebody else's photo that they were actually selling on a website. So, long story short, we ended up paying a fine. And of course, that's after lawyers got involved and all of that stuff. And we ended up paying out of pocket a hefty little fine. And we were so distraught after that. It took us a little bit to recover because we we were like maybe 2 or 3 months we had to take off because we were really about, I want to say maybe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was maybe about 2, 3 years in business at that point. But 2, 3 years for us, we were still babies and still learning the system.
Clearly.
So, Kanika, I know you're eagerly trying to jump in here, but do you think that businesses nowadays should go slowly, follow the rules, check all the boxes, dot your I's, cross your T's, so they can avoid situations like a copyright infringement or a lawsuit or a minor suit? Or do you feel that forget the rules, you're new in the business, you don't have much skin in the game, just go as fast as you can, make as much as you can, and then you apologize later?
Keisha, I have to say, this is where I stand. Go slow, follow the rules. Because thankfully for us, we were able to bounce back from that situation. But there are many business owners, small businesses out there who will not be so lucky and be able to bounce back. Like, the case um that was posed against us, we were thankfully we had lawyers in place that was able to catch this, deal with it, rectify it, and we were able to come to a settlement and keep it moving. They go their way, we go our way. Yes, we
Right.
had to pay the fine, but not every small business is going to be able to bounce back from a situation like that. And furthermore, because there's so many businesses working off of the internet, there's a lot more room for copywriting infringement cases
Right.
to happen. So I just say protect yourself from the beginning. Go slow, do it the right way, and build your business that way.
But it's like, how much slower do businesses need to go? Like rent need to be paid, food need to be ate. I mean, come on. How much slower do you want to go? I personally feel that we were going slow. Like I do feel that we were taking our time. Like we were planning events and it took us like 2 3 months to plan these events, and we were doing it like one at a time. So you already know it was like 4 months in between, and now here we are writing blogs, and that is what gets us in trouble. I
Right.
mean, how slow is slow, honestly? Because for some businesses, 2 3 years, they don't got that time. And
Mm.
2 3 years to be knocked off your feet after 2 3 years could be a real blow. It could be a real blow to your business. So, I mean, and then on top of it, you want what? People to pay for lawyers? Yes, we had a lawyer in place, but then that, again, that is money. Like, that is money there for him to like follow up on our case, follow back and forth, go back and forth with these people, negotiate on our behalf, and keep our businesses from being in the court. But then you have, on the other hand, the penalty, the actual penalty. Now, we ended up paying, like, full disclosure, we ended up paying like about $800. But that's a lot for a business when you had a small profit margin to begin with. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, I mean, how slow is slow? Like, people got mouths to feed.
I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. But this is a big girl's game. This is a big girl's game. It's not for the faint of
Exactly.
heart. It's not for the soft skin. If you're gonna come into business, you're saying that you're ready to play with the big dogs and you're ready to do what the big dogs do. And if you're up in the ring trying to be like the big dogs, be ready to get knocked down like a big dog because that is what they're here for. They're not here for you to be, you know, over here crying that oh it's going slow. Yeah, for you and I, it was slow. But guess what? When we started out 10 years ago, we didn't have, Akisha and Kanika coming on here every week, spilling the tea and giving people pretty much a hand to come hold so that they could they could pull us along. They could
Right.
help us along. We were doing it a lot on our own. But
Right.
nowadays there are so many opportunities for people to learn and learn the right way and learn faster that they should even be getting themselves into those situations. Because let me tell you something, it is not a fun or easy situation to get into. Me personally, when we were going through that, I was scared shitless. Okay, I was
Right.
scared because I don't me and the Lord we're oil and water. I stay away from it. It stays away from me.
You're right.
I'm in the straight and narrow, and I'm good like that. And I've
You're
been
right.
living. So to see now there's a lawsuit, it's like, what is this? What language are you even speaking? And it's just like, wow, our dreams are about to get crushed before we even got started. And like
Right.
you said, we were going slow. But why were we
Right.
going slow? Why were we going slow? Because we didn't have the information, we didn't have the resources, we didn't have the capital. We were just doing it on our own. But here we are telling the masses, listen, come, let's do this together so that there shouldn't be anyone copywriting and getting a copyright infringement. And if that's what they're doing, I don't know what to tell you.
And you
Tell
know
you.
what? And you know what though? But what do you say? There are there's so much information out there, Kanika. Like, it's so
Absolutely.
much rules, so much information. And you know what? Sometimes, depending on the location that you're in, whether you're in the Northeast or the Southeast or a particular state, or a particular industry, there are so many different nuances that how do you know it all? And I know we really don't have money for accountant, lawyer, all of that when we were starting out.
Nope.
So, HR advisor, how, like, where do you go? How do you begin? I mean, you sometimes can get stuck and not
Right.
move at
Right.
all.
Right.
That's what I really feel. I feel like jump into the deep end and you sink and swim. You sink or swim. I'm sorry, sink or
Be
swim.
prepared. And
That's
that's
how I
fair.
see it.
But just be prepared. And if you sink, don't go crying. That's
Mhm.
fine. But make sure that when you make that choice and the ship goes down, you're like, okay, I took the chance. This ship went down, and that's just the fate that I'm met with. And if you are a real business head, and a real businesswoman, you will bounce back from it. You will pull up your bootstraps, put on your fancy lace panties, and you start over, because it's not necessarily the business. It's about the tools and the skills that you learn in order to build the business, right?
Right.
So,
Okay. I hear you. I hear you. But
mm,
some people got mouths to feed. I'm just saying.
that's fine.
So,
Sinking ship.
what's your true bottom line here? Like, what's your true bottom line? Do you follow the rules, or do you sit still and wait 20 years for your business to pop off? No shade.
My bottom line is follow the rules. Follow the rules, because if you're not going to follow the rules, you're going to pay for it either now or you're going to pay for it later. So, the universe always finds a way to correct itself. So the money that we could have spent to either get the photos for our own blogs ourselves, it was money that we ended up having to pay in the settlement. So I say follow the rules, have an attorney on standby. It is expensive, but again, it's capital and it's an investment. You want to protect yourself, you want to protect your business. And listen, if you decide to do otherwise, have money for that too. Have money for that too, and make sure you have your vest on, because that ship will go down. Easy.
That's true. Girl, you ain't saying nothing but a word.
Ain't.
So, there you have it, folks. So, if you enjoy this video or you want to hear more from us, please consider subscribing. Just click on that button below or click on another video. Listen, we need to help the Black businesses out here, all right? So head over to 3dpopupshop.com after you subscribe. Thanks.